Good morning. This is Just Listen Live, hosted by George Goodman. Welcome to the podcast. Today is June the 8th of 2026. Okay, so I want to start with a question that I asked a while ago about the polling in Illinois. As I previously told you, I was watching this national program during the primary, and they were talking about polling from various states. However, they said that they couldn't get any polling data from Illinois because they were not conducting them. So I followed up, and I'm here to tell you that currently the only polling is coming from the New York Times. Uh, uh, there's a national polling center that tracks it because of the governor's races and the Senate races and all that stuff. So there is no polling going on from the campaigns in Illinois. And that might be detrimental to the party who's trying to get in control because they don't know how they're doing. Polling would give them a basis to know if they are doing good, bad, or whatever. And currently, we have we actually have no idea what's happening. The second point is, and all I can do is speak for Illinois, it looks like that campaigns raising money and spending money has gotten way out of hand. They were talking about California. They're doing polling there, and it looks like that they're going to spend $300 or $400 million. Now, my homework is I want to find out what they're spending money on. Are they spending it on staff? Are they spending it on commercials, etc.? So when I'm getting to, especially in Illinois, no one with ideas can run because you really have to have private financing. And if you look at New York City, somebody like Mayor Mandani, he must have had people backing him with lots of money. And then if you look at President Donald Trump, the first time that he ran for office, he spent his own money. So did J.B. Pritzker the first time that he ran. And the plug is this. So with social media, we should be able to find out about these candidates. Why are we making them have to spend so much money just to get attention? We should be able to go to their website and look at the content and know what they stand for. But there is a lot of emphasis on commercials, etc., to introduce the person in the first place. Because if I looked at California, that's for sure. You have to spend a lot of ad time. However, it may not work because the people running, the guy who spent the most money didn't even get to the runoff in California. So it can backfire. But my point is, ideas should trump spending tons of money to get people's attention. Okay. So enough about that. So let's look at what candidates are talking about as of June 8th. And they're pretty much talking about the same thing. They can reword it, which they are doing. So they're talking about cost of living and affordability crisis, public safety, immigration enforcement, and the entry of new ballot challengers. The new ballot challenger is that on the Republican side, there is an independent who wants to get on the ballot. The affordability fight, Bailey is centering his campaign on an 80-20 message, focusing on areas where he believes most voters agree: lowering property taxes, controlling utility bills, and managing the cost of living. Pritzker has countered by labeling Bailey as too extreme, highlighting Bailey's support for Donald Trump's tariffs and policies. So instead of talking about how the governor, how you can make things more affordable in the state, he says, well, you supported Donald Trump's tariffs and policies. We're in Illinois. Okay. Darren Bailey is not running for president of the United States. He's running for governor. And affordability in Illinois is very high. So I don't understand why these issues, they used to call them uh, uh, issues that people talk about around breakfast and stuff like that. So I'm just, wow, I don't understand the affordability fight. Why the Republicans can't win those points. Okay, ballot disruptions. A major focal point is the unexpected entrance of independent candidate Colin Corbett into the governor's race. And like I told you, Bailey is afraid that that would take votes away from him when the general election is November the 3rd. U.S. Senate race. Okay, so the immigration and ICE is still out there with candidate Juliana Stratton, the Democratic nominee. High over federal immigration policy campaign calling for the abolishment of ICE, contrasting with other Democrats who favor sweeping institutional reforms within the Department of Homeland Security. Um, the Senate candidate Republican is totally against that. Federal standards versus state laws. Republican challengers are keeping the focus on local control, pushing back against federal minimum wage increases and federal interference in state election laws. Okay, so that one is fair to get people to talk about it. Um, Candidate Stratton for the Senate is actually talking about raising the national minimum wage to $25. She said that. And so that's what they were talking about in that piece. And then the Democrats are talking about federal interference in state election laws. That's big in California where people can mail in ballots. So the courts will take care of that stuff. Now, this is going to be a relatively short one. The state legislature of Illinois is in adjournment. So the governor in the next couple of weeks will start signing these laws into effect. And oh, by the way, I want to plug again for the November 3rd election, the importance of a attorney general in Illinois, specifically, that position can challenge any laws that the governor signs. So if we're looking for a buffer zone, this would be the time to do it because they could question the budgets too. Are we spending money on the right things? Are we favoring one group over the other, etc.? So that's why that part is important and why I keep digging into these details about the policies from the Democrats and the policies from the Republicans is very important. And how do they get this message out? So this is Just Listen Live, hosted by George Goodman. As I promised you, we get it out and you get to decide. Have a great week, and I will talk to you again on Friday. And also, I just put out U.S. federal government policy on the SNAP program, and specifically why there was pushback from Washington against Illinois as far as getting funding. I think that it's a great podcast, so have a listen to that. So have a good week, and I will see you on Friday. Get a chance to shake somebody's hand or start a conversation with somebody that you don't agree with, and keep it respectful. All right. Have a great week.